Hey everyone, welcome to Science-Based Fitness. My name's Adam, thanks for checking out the channel. So what we're gonna do today is a breakdown of 5 tips that might just help you be more successful with your fitness journey. So let's look at them right now. Tip number 1, have a goal. If you're struggling to get into the gym or maybe just aren't as committed as you used to be, maybe you just don't have a well-established goal. You need to sit down and look at where you're at and where you wanna be going forward. I have 2 tips when creating a goal. First off, this goal has to be yours. You can't have someone else tell you what your goal should be, regardless of weight loss, if you want to get jacked. This goal has to be yours. Maybe you're trying to run a mile in a faster time. Maybe you're a dancer and you want to establish better balance. This goal has to be decided by you. The second tip is have a short-term goal and a long-term goal. If your goal is weight loss and you want to lose 50 pounds, you have to break that up into small increments. Maybe lose 3 pounds in the first month, 4 pounds in the second month, or however you want to break your goal down. But it has to be your goal. Tip number 2, exercise mode or modality. If you find that you hate your workouts and you hate your cardio, there's so many different ways to exercise in so many different forms. Why limit yourself to something you dislike? You can try rock climbing, hiking, jogging, cycling. I mean, there's a million different things you can try. So don't limit yourself to just a simple program where you jog 3 times a week and do resistance training twice a week. I personally always recommend people at least do resistance training once or twice a week. But these other workouts, they can be based on what you enjoy, and they should also go hand in hand with whatever your goal is. If your goal is to get super strong, then your mode of exercise should be lifting heavy weights. If your goal is to run a marathon, then you should have different type of jogging or sprinting or some form of cardio mixed into your program a lot more frequently than the person trying to get super strong. So just try to establish a correct mode of exercise that's going to translate well to your goal. Tip number 3, consistency. When it comes to consistency, if you can master these first 2 tips, consistency is always a lot simpler to achieve. It's important to have a realistic expectation. If you're new to lifting or you're new to working out, you're new to exercise, then you should try to understand that what you see in magazines and on TV isn't always necessarily the case. So you want to establish realistic expectations. And that's why I said to establish the goals as the very first thing, because that way you can watch those incremental steps grow and you can have a more realistic expectation for your long-term goal. Tip number 4, sleep. Yes, you heard me right, sleep. Sleep has a huge impact on your fitness levels, and I want to break down a couple studies and see what they ended up determining about your sleep cycles. If you're struggling to reduce fat, it could be a lack of sleep. A study in the National Institute of Health looked at 2 groups of participants. One group slept 8.5 hours a night and the other group slept 5.5 hours a night. And they had the exact same diets, and the conclusion was a lack of sufficient sleep may compromise the efficiency of typical dietary intervention of weight loss. The group sleeping 5.5 hours had greater rates of muscle mass loss instead of fat. Ideally, if your goal is weight loss, having more muscle mass will actually burn more calories, so we want to make sure we're not losing muscle mass. But there's more. A study that looked at sleep effects on testosterone levels and muscle mass. It concluded sleep duration and disturbances can affect testosterone levels, muscle mass, and its function. And here in the chart that I displayed, you can see on the x-axis along the bottom, we see the number of hours the participants sleep. And on the y-axis along the side here, we can see the amount of free testosterone levels. And clearly there's a correlation between the amount of hours slept and the amount of free testosterone in the body. Testosterone is important here because the more you have, the more muscle mass you can typically build. So for someone to have an increase of free testosterone levels would help when trying to build more muscle. Tip number 5, eat better. This is a very generic blanket statement, and I understand that. But when I say eat better, it doesn't mean you have to become a vegetarian or a vegan unless that's your goal, that's great. But when I say eat better, try to look at where you're at now and try to improve it every day. You can take those smaller steps towards success or those smaller steps towards where you want to be. Everything doesn't have to happen overnight. For me, I tried to lose some body fat percentage, and I really struggled with eating late at night and just not being sure on how many calories I was taking in. I thought I was working out hard and I thought I was at a calorie deficit. But what I did as a trick was I got a little journal and I kept a food log, and I logged all my calories in, and it turned out I was at a calorie surplus almost every day of about 50 to 100 calories. Obviously, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to go the other way with being in a deficit. So that helped me a lot, being able to see how many calories I was taking in. Eventually, it got way too difficult to try to write everything down. I actually ended up downloading an app to just track it, and that was way easier. I actually was just scanning everything right into the app. So that might be a method you can use to at least establish a baseline of how many calories you're taking in if your goal is to lose weight or to get more tone. But there are so many resources out there you can use, from dietitians, nutritionists, your doctor, your trainer. There's so many different apps, there's food logs, so many different ways you can start to work on making yourself a better eater. So try some of those tips. Let me know in the comments how that goes for you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel a bit. So I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you guys next time, and have a good day.